class. Okay, so we started discussing methods from the string class, and we have discussed few methods. Like we have discussed capitalize method. Okay, we discussed capitalize method. We discussed title method. Okay, and we discussed lower. Okay, lower method, which will convert into lowercase. Okay, we discuss upper method, which will convert into uppercase. Okay, and we discuss few methods like is lower. Okay, to check whether it is lower or not. Okay, we discuss to upper to convert into uppercase. Sorry, is upper to check whether it is uppercase or not. Okay. Any other method? I think we also discussed about swap case. Yeah, thank you, Nitin. We discussed about the swap case method. Right? Any other method, guys? We have covered. We covered capitalize method. We covered title method, lower method, upper method, is lower, is upper, and swap case. Mm, any other method we covered? Can you recall? Okay, fine. So let us start discussing about other methods. Thank you, Satyam. Thank you, Nitin. So let us start discussing about few methods. Okay, before we go for method, let me just go for a lab and then we'll discuss about it. Very basic lab, guys. Okay. What you have to do is, given a string, okay, which contains some alphabets and digits, you have to find the sum of those digits actually. You have to find sum of those digits. Like if it is 1, 2, 3, A, B, 4, C, 5, and D. So it may contain some alphabets and some numbers. You have to find the sum of only digits actually. Okay, you have to take digits and you have to find the sum. Is the question clear for everyone? Okay, so today we need to be quick enough because we have to make sure that we will cover all the methods today so that we can start a new data type tomorrow. Yeah, thank you everyone. So I'll just wait for 2 minutes. Let's see how many of you completes and then we will discuss about this problem. Yeah, completed guys? Anyone done with that? No, Shikawat, we are just doing this first problem. Okay. Okay, okay. But okay, so I can see some good answers, but generally, I hope if you try to implement, you may be getting some error because that may contain alphabets also, guys. So if it is containing alphabets, if you try to convert into integer, it will create a problem because A cannot be converted to integer, B cannot be converted to integer. We can use only int function if that contains only numbers. Okay, you are checking when x in 1 2 3, but that way it will not pick up from that string, na? Uh, is it working, Krishna? Looks good. The program is looking good, but is it working? Okay, fine, no problem. Okay, no problem. What we'll do is we will do using method. Okay, we can do without method as well. We extract the numbers and we can do for it, but we do have a built-in method for this. So let us see. 1 minute, please. Hello, sir. Good morning, sir. Okay, so let's start doing this problem. Let's start implementing it. So I'll just get with my Python IDLE. Okay, and here I'll open my script. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll try to read the string. Okay, so we'll say s is equal to input, as I'm directly reading a string, so I will not convert into anything. So I will say here enter string. I will say here enter string. So user will enter the string now. Okay, user will enter the string. Now I will take one by one character. So we need a for loop. So I'll take for I in S, right? For I in S now. So it will take one by one character. Now to check whether it is alphabet or character, we have many methods, guys. To check whether it is alphabet, whether it is a digit, whether it is a decimal, whether it is alphanumerical. We got few methods in string class. That's what I'm going to talk about this thing, that we do have method like is digit to check whether it is digit or not. Okay, we have a method like is alpha, okay, to check whether it is alphabet or not. Very useful method, guys, because by given a string you can check, because whenever you enter your name, enter your phone number, I need to check whether they are digits or number, then only I need to convert them properly. Directly I cannot use int function if it is thinking that it may contain alphabets also. So always if you wanted to convert to integer, make sure that you use check with whether they are digits or alphabets, or is alpha number, is al num, okay, which is check for is alpha number and not. So these are the methods available to check whether they are digits, alphabets or numbers. So like in this case I can check is digit method. I can say if, okay, I dot is digit, I dot is digit, if whatever contains in that is a digit, then I have to find sum, then I have to find sum. So I'll go here, declare a variable called sum is equal to 0, and here I will say that sum is equal to s plus I. Sum is equal to s plus integer of I. That's correct, because it will be an integer value. So I will convert into integer so that I can add it now. So s is equal to integer of I, and then I'll come out of it and I will print sum is equal to, I'll print sum is equal to comma s. That way I can print it now. So that's all. So I'm taking a string, it can contain alphanumerical characters. S is already taken as a string. Oh, that's correct. Thank you, Aditi. So I will make it as str, okay, or I will make it as s1, no problem. So from s1 I will add them. Yeah, thank you. So we cannot take same variables, right? So it will like I will enter something like 1 2 3 A B 4 5 C 7 8 G, something, some combination I will take, and from that I will extract only numbers and I will find it out. Okay, so that way I will do it. I will get 28 as a sum now. I'll get 28 as a sum. Okay, getting the point, guys? Is that clear? That how easily we can do calculate the sum of those digits by checking whether it is a digit or not. If it is taken as a string, guys, if it is taken as a string, if it is taken as a number, then Vishwajit, what you sent will be useful. But as it is a string, then I can directly find that is it a digit or not. Okay, is it a digit or not? Then you can also like check whether it is alphabets, whether it is alphanumerical and all this. They all will return true or false, guys. These methods actually return true or false. Like is lower will return true or false, whether it is true or false. They will also return whether true or false, whether they are also written whether they are true or false now. Okay, I hope all these methods are clear. Okay, so this category what I am talking no problem whether we use while loop or for loop, Vishwajit, but your program will work when the number is entered as an integer. When all the numbers are entered as an integer, okay, then your program will work. But if I write, if you enter it as a string, then your program has to be converted that value to be an integer, or basically we wanted to extract from the alphabets, because what the sample input has been given that you may contain some alphabets and numbers. You may contain some alphabets and numbers. From that you have to extract that numbers actually. Okay, so that way we have some programs like this. I hope you have seen in our first assignment. We do have some programs, so we will use that when we use we will see those kind of programs. Okay, now let's go here and let's come to the next category. The first category we have covered here. First category we have covered here, which is nothing but okay, which is nothing but your cases related with your case to convert into lower and upper and everything. So is digit used to check from the string and already integer value? It's used to check from the string, Satyam. It will not work for integer. These are all methods for string class. These are all methods from the string class. So it can be applied only to string, not to integer or any other thing, guys. Please make sure that methods has to be applied to that object only. So all this has to be called with string object only. The syntax of this will be string object, okay, string object dot method only. Okay, so please remember this line that you have to call string object dot method. So you must have a string object. You cannot call this method on any other object. So that way we are working only on string now. Is alpha number means both alphabets and digits. Yes, Obul. Is alpha number will contain whether they contain both alphabets and digit, or either alphabet or digit also, either alphabet or digit. So that way you can check they are not containing any other special symbols and all. So that way we use is alpha number. Is alpha to check whether they contain only alphabets, whether they contain only alphabets now. Okay, so that way we can make you is digit, is alpha, and is alphanumerical. Now let me go for the second category. Okay, I'm categorizing the methods. And the first category we learn almost 10 methods. In the first category we learn almost 10 methods. Let us go for second category now. The second category I'm going to talk about is methods related with finding and replacing substring. Okay, finding and replacing substring. So if you learn with categorization, I think that will be easy for you to remember the methods. Okay, and that definitely is going to help you, because there are lot of usefulness for these methods actually in the real time. Okay, so let's start with that. So if you want to find occurrence of any character in a substring, you can make use of these methods actually. You can make use of this method. Let me start with our first method now. Let me start with our first method. The first method I'm going to discuss is the find method. The first method I'm going to discuss is the find method here. Okay, so let us see what is this find method. The syntax of the find method. Let me talk about the syntax of the find method. The find method syntax. From here, the methods are going to be little complicated, guys. The methods are going to be little complicated. So means complicated in a sense, the syntax is going to be little uh, advanced, and use of these methods are also very much okay. So that's why we need your concentration from here now, because all we discuss are very basic methods. They just perform basic operation, but mostly we use these methods a lot in our real-time programming. So basically what this will do is it will use to search the target string from a given substring. Okay, it is used to search searches the target string, searches a target string from a given substring. Okay, target string from a given substring. So let us see what is this syntax is all about. Search the target string from a given substring. So for example, first I will show you the syntax. The syntax of this is we have a method called find. Okay, find, which has to be called with the string object only, and it takes three parameters. The first one is substring, which is mandatory. Okay, which is mandatory. Then it will take an optional value called start value, optional value called start value. Then it will take an optional value called end value. Okay, end value. Then the method close. So this is how your syntax look like. The substring is mandatory, the start value and end value is optional. That's why I put it in square brackets. Generally whenever you see any arguments in the square brackets, that means they are optional. Actually, that means they are optional, meaning if you don't give them, it's perfectly fine, there is no problem at all, they are optional. Okay, so let's talk about like what is this find method and how it will work actually. Okay, let us see with some example now. Let us see with some example here. So I would like to take some example to explain. Okay, let's take an example. For example, we have a string called hello world. We have a string called hello world now. Okay, we have a string called hello world. Then, for example, if you know, if I say s dot find s dot find wor WOR. So what it will do is it will return you the index value where this WOR starting with actually. Very useful method. Very useful method. It will return you the index value where WOR is starting actually. So it actually prints you because 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it will print you 6, that it tells you that WOR is starting with the 6th index, so that you will know, okay, there is a WOR present or not. WOR present or not. If it is not present, if the given string is not present, it can be a letter or it can be a word, guys. If I write WAR, which is not present, then it is going to return me -1. It's going to return me -1. So search for the target string from a given string. If it is found, it returns the index value of the starting letter. Otherwise, it will return -1. Otherwise, it will return -1 here now. Okay, so that way this find method works. That way the find method works. So means return type is integer. Yes, it will return an index value which is an integer. That's true. Okay, so return is integer value, so we have to use integer to store that particular value now. Okay, let us do anyhow. We will see some exercises on this, but let me show you whether how this find works actually. So I will take hello world, hello world. Okay, I'll take hello world. Now if I say s dot find, very useful method, s dot find, I will say WOR to be find, then it will return you the index value, okay, where that WOR is found. So WOR is found at 6th position. If I type HEL or hello, whatever the substring you wanted to look from the main string, it will always gives you the index value of that particular string actually. It will give you the index value of that particular string. It will be very useful when you use slicing and all, because when you wanted to use slicing and I ask you to extract the string from world to the end of the string or something, then you will always use this find method and index method to look for the index. because in slicing, the starting index actually. Okay, and you can get the end index as well. You can get the end index as well. So that way you can look for that particular string. Okay, you can look for that particular string now. Now I can say s dot find. I can say s dot find, and I can say war. As war string is not available, it's going to return me -1. It's going to return me -1. So either it will return the starting index of the letter word, or else it will return -1 if the string is not found. It will return -1 if the string is not found. So s dot find WOR will return 6, or s dot find WAR will return -1 here now. Hope it's clear for everyone. Any questions regarding find method? Anyhow, we see some examples now. Okay, so that you get clarity about okay, Obul says no question. Nitin, yes, that's what Satyam. Okay, so optional values example. That's why people are not noting it down, it seems, because obviously you will ask a question like optional value. Yeah, that's true, Krishna. Okay, so let us see some example with start and end value. Okay, let us see some example with start and end value. For example, I will have some string like foo. BAZ, okay, QWE, something, some string is available now. Okay, some string is available. Now I will say that s dot find foo. What will be the answer now? What it will return? Yes, that's what SK. This is an example where I'm showing you when substring is repeated more than once. Can we use find function directly with slicing? Of course, you can use find function directly with slicing, guys. Okay, and obviously correct, the answer will be 0, because always it will find the first occurrence of the string, guys. Always it will find the first occurrence of the string, so answer will be 0. It says that foo is found at 0th place. What if that particular string is repeated? Okay, and you wanted to search for the next string, then you can give the start index and the end index. Then you can tell them, okay guys, I'm looking for foo, but not from the starting index called 0. I'm looking for starting index from 3 or 4, whatever you say, at least not from 0. So then it will return you that it founds at 8th place. Getting my point? What is meant by starting index? Okay, and you can also give an index, like you wanted to search from 3rd to 7th only. Okay, you wanted to search from 3rd to 7th only, not other way. So you wanted to search that do you have any foo from 3rd place to 7th place. Then it will return -1 and say that it did not found it. It did not found it. It will return -1. So that way the starting index and end index plays a role. It will search that string from that given limit only. From that given limit only. Understood all? I hope these examples helps you to understand what is this find method. Okay. Yeah, thank you Vishwajit. Thank you Nitin. Yeah, thank you Satyam. Yeah, thank you Ubul. So let's go here and talk about other methods. Okay. Yeah, I will explain once again. Examples I will explain, or you want me to explain the syntax is very clear, right? That it has a find is a method in string class. It uses 3 parameters: the substring, the start value, and the end value. So see examples here. If I give the string as hello world and I wanted to find WOR, it will return you the starting index of world, okay, or WOR. If I wanted to find WAR, which is not available in this string, so it will return you -1, saying that WAR is not available. Then if you take the string as foo, bar, foo, and baz and all, then if you're looking for foo, it will generally find the first occurrence of that string. Generally, it will find the first occurrence of the string. But you wanted to find this particular foo, then you can give some starting value, at least not 0. You wanted to start searching from 3rd location. So it will start searching from 3rd location, and wherever it finds, it will return you the index. So difference between this one and this one, you see it has been written 0, and it has been written 8 because the starting index I have changed it now. The start value have changed it. I'm saying that you start from third index. So it will start searching from third index, not from the 0 index. So I'm not looking for first foo. Yeah, I'm looking for second or third foo. Similarly, if I'm saying that from third index to seventh index, please search for the foo value, then it will return you -1. Then it will return you -1 because there is no foo available from third index to seventh index. Okay, Abhishek, is it okay? If you have any questions, please ask. I will help you. Okay, thank you for confirming. Let's go and talk about the next method. Okay, in this category, the next method we would like to talk about is index method. Okay, the next method is going to talk about is the index method. Let us see what index method will do. It does the same thing, guys. If you look at the definition of the index method, it does the same thing. Searches the target string, searches the target string from a given substring, from a given substring. Okay, definition wise, they look same. Yeah, sir, there is 7, there is no foo. How? See, start value counts for words. No, it will not count for words. Start value means start from third index. This is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So start searching from here 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in between 3 to 7, this is 3 to 7, guys. Do you find any foo? Shikawat. I'm saying that from 3 to 7th index, do you find foo? No, that's why it's returning -1. Santosh, got it? Like 3 is not the count. 3 is not the count. Okay, I can also say start from 4th index, start from 5th index, whatever you wanted to say. I can say start from 7th index also. It's a no problem. 8. So 7 is an index actually here. I'm saying from here you start searching 7th index. 7th index. If I change this to look from 1 to 10, 1 to 10, okay, do you find foo? It says -1 because again 1 to 10 means this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I must give at least 11 or 12 because end value will not be included again. Okay, that's what. If it is 3 to 8 also it will return -1, guys, because foo has to be checked the complete string. So at least it should be minimum 12. Minimum 12 where foo ends. Now it says that it will found foo in between 1 to 12. It found foo at this place actually, 8th place. 3 to 8 will also not work, guys. 3 to 8 or 1 to 10 also did not work. I must write 1 to 12 in this. I must write 1 to 12 so that foo should actually starting at 10th location or 8th location, 8, 9, 10, at least 11. At least 11 must be given. Okay, at least 11 must be given. I hope that makes clear. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so let's go with index method. So index method definition looks like the thing. Let us talk about the syntax and let's see does it look same. Okay, now I will say here now that the syntax of the index method almost similar. I can say completely similar. I'll have the substring. I'll have the starting index. Okay, I will have the ending index. Okay, and then bracket. So this is what the index method look like and all. And also the example, if you see, looks similar. If you see an example here now, that s is equal to hello, s is equal to hello world, s is equal to hello world, and if I say s dot index, and I say WOR, then it's going to return me the index of that particular thing, the index of that particular thing. So don't you think that find and index is same? Don't you think find and index is same? Okay, so find and index is same actually. Okay, now let's go here and try to work on that find method. Okay, let's work on that index method, sorry. So I'll take the string as it is, like foo, okay, bar foo, Okay, baz, okay, something qw, some string I'm taking it now. Now I will say s dot index, s dot index foo, s dot index foo. It will is going to return me that, oh sorry, I need to write it in quotes. S dot index foo, it's going to tell me that it found at zeroth place. It's going to tell me that it found that zero place now. When I say s dot index, s dot index, I'll write foo, and I'll say that start searching from third index. It will say that it found at eighth index now. Similar. Okay, you'll be getting the same here. I can take the same examples and I can show you. Like I wanted to search foo from third index to seventh index. Third index to seventh index. What will be the answer? What will be the answer, guys? Foo from third index to seventh index. Okay, I'll answer your question, Aditi. Okay, -1. Why to have take foo in quotes in indexer? Everywhere, even in that find, we took in index. Okay, we took in quotations only, right? It's a string, substring you wanted to look for. Okay, your substring you wanted to look for. Okay, so that's where you all are wrong, guys, because s dot index, and if that string is not found, index will not return -1, index will give an error. So there is a difference, guys. There is a small difference that it will return -1, but this will return an error, guys. Understood, everyone? That's the difference between find and index. Very important interview question, that what is the difference between find and index? They look similar, but there is a difference. That find will return -1. Okay, so find and index looks very similar. The only difference is we when the string is not found, find will return -1, while index raise a value error. Index will raise a value error. So that's why if you do not find any string, it will simply give you an error actually. So based on the requirement, you can use Vishwajit. Based on your requirement, you can use now. If you want that string should return you an error, if you want that string should return an error, I will repeat once again. The only difference between find and index, that in find, if the string is not found, it will give you -1. When the string is not found, the string it will give you -1. But if the string is found, it will return you the index. But in index, it looks similar to find. Both look similar actually. The only difference is Vishwajit. If instead of index, if I use find here now, you know that if I use find, the output will be -1, right? If I use find here, the output will be -1 because the string is not found. The string is not found, it will not give an error. It will not give an error. Where this index method useful other than find? Whenever you want to get an error, if the thing is not found, instead of -1, you wanted to display a value error, right? Then only the index will be used. You know what? More than find, index is the mostly used method. Yeah, there are a lot of places, Kudal, where you wanted to return an error. Yeah, but that's what, Aditi, they wanted, because based on the requirement, you can use them. Based on the requirement, you can use them, Aditi. Like if you don't want to get any error, because some program, Aditi, we don't want to get an error. Okay, we simply return -1 if it is not found. Then you wanted to use index. Okay, let me show you one simple example to make you understand. Okay, that's why there is a difference. Okay, I hope you got it and everyone got it. That -1 is not useful. It will be very useful, Aditi. It will be very useful. Okay, let me say here now. For example, I enter a string. Okay, let me show you one example to make you understand how this find method will be worked. Then automatically you will understand the index method. Automatically you will understand the index method. For example, I'll take s1 and I'll say input enter main string, enter main string. So user will enter main string now. Okay, and I will take S2 where user will enter substring input, enter substring or enter string to search, enter string to search, whatever the string you wanted to search now. Okay, then I'll say that if find, you can see I can use directly inside my if thing. If s1 dot find s2, f1 dot find s2, okay, is greater than 0 or greater than or equal to 0. If it is greater than or equal to 0, then I can say print found, print found. Okay, or I can say not found here to show you, just because it returns -1 is equal to -1. We know that if it returns -1 means if it is not found. I can write many ways, and just to show you that it returns -1, then I can say not found, otherwise I can say found. Now getting my point, Aditi, that why we can use why find will be useful to check the return value. If it is an error, I think this program will not work. Index we cannot use for this program. Index will be used when you wanted to generate an error if that it is not found. So that's why we have these two methods, guys. Because when I told that find and index is almost similar, okay, then everybody got a doubt that why we have these two methods. So we have these two methods because we can use them based on our requirement. Now here index will never work, guys. We have to work with find method only. Okay, now you see I enter the main string called keyboard. Okay, and I wanted to search a substring called key. It says found. The key is found. Okay, keyboard, and I wanted to search for a substring called key now. So key is available in this board, keyboard. Okay, because index value will be not -1, so that's why it will print found. If it is not found, the index value, what it will return is something like ABC. I want to search XYZ, which is not found. So it will say not found because what it will return is -1. What it will return is -1. So this way I can search from main string to substring. Understood everyone? The use of find method and index method? Okay. Yeah, thank you, Bull. Yeah, thank you, Abhishek. So where we want to return as error, maybe interview question, because mostly programmers never want to error in our program. Yeah, you wanted to handle that. You anyhow we will learn how to handle that error, Kudal. But we wanted to generate an error if the string is not found. If the string is not found, I wanted to terminate the program. I wanted to terminate this program. Okay, you may I can show you one program. Uh, okay, where I'm searching for an index. Okay, if index is not found, I should generate the error, because see, if we use in slicing, then index will be more appropriate, Kudal, because find method will return -1, and -1 is also an index for something. So in slicing I should not use a find method there. Getting the point, Kudal? If I wanted to use slicing, then I cannot use find method because -1 is also an index. So it will return you substring, some string. Okay, we don't want to find anything if it returns error. So you can deal with error actually. That's what we will learn, how to deal with value error, because anyhow programmer does not want to get some error and all. We have to handle that error, but at least we don't want -1 in that case. We don't want -1 in that case. So that's why I told you mostly used method is -1 rather than find. Find is only used in such kind of programs, but index is a useful method actually. Even though it returns error, so you should know that it will return error when the string is not found. Okay, it will return error when the string is not found. I hope you got it, Kudal. We will see some examples. Okay, then you will get some clarity. But thank you for your question. So let's go for next method now. Let's go for the next method. The next method in this category, the next method what we have here is the count method. The next method what we have here is the count method. So count method syntax is also similar. Okay, count method syntax is also similar. What it will do now, the count method, okay, what it will do, the count method is going to count the occurrence of a substring in a target string. It is going to count the occurrence, very useful method, occurrence of a substring, occurrence of a substring in the target string, in the target string. Target string means always main string, guys. Target string means always main string. Syntax is also looks something similar. Syntax is also looks something similar, guys. So it will have syntax like it will have count. Okay, again it will have substring where you wanted to count, and you will have the start value, and you will have end value or stop value, whatever you call it. Okay, something similar, but the example is it will simply count how many times that string has been repeated. It will count how many times that string has been repeated. Like if I say s hello world, hello world, it can be a string or it can be a means a single letter, whatever. Now you can say s dot count, and you say that count is l, how many times that l has appeared, so it will return 3. It will tell you that l has been written for 3 times. L has been written for 3 times now. Okay, again if it is not found, it will simply return 0 or something, that it count for 0 number of times. So like for example, I wanted to say s dot count z, as z is not available in this, it will return 0, that it did not found anything. So that way it will return. Okay, so let us see some examples now on the count method. So now you can see here, I will take s is equal to hello world. Okay, hello world. Now I can say s dot count. I can say that count is l. Count is l. It will tell you that l has been repeated for 3 times. L has been repeated for 3 times. When I say s dot count, and z is not available, so it will return 0. That z has been written for 0 time. Now you see count is very useful, right? Given a string, you wanted to count how many times that string has been repeated or letter has been repeated, it will tell that. It can also use the start value and end value. I wanted to count L from 0 to 6 only. 0 to 6, it will take there are only 2 L's from 0 to 6. So these are 0 to 6 actually. In this there are only 2 L's, not 3 L's. When I don't give this, it will say that okay, it will have 3 L's now total string. But now I'm telling start from 0 and end with that location, it will count only that many strings. It will count only that many strings. Take multiple values. Sorry, Satyam, I didn't get you. Okay, you wanted to search for WOR. Okay, let's say count. Let's say count, and say that I wanted to count WOR. Okay, let's say count WOR. It has been come for only one time, WOR. Yeah, that's true. Okay, that way I can take that foo example and I can search that foo how many times it has been repeated. So whether it is a string or whether it is a single letter, it will search you how many times that string or the letter has been repeated. Satyam, you got it? Very easy, right? Okay, one thing I forgot to tell you, that in find and index, you have something like R find and R index, guys. You have something like R find and R index. Let me talk about it. So you have something like R find with similar syntax, okay, and R index. What it will do is it will search from the right side, guys. It will search from the right side. Suppose you have a string like this, foo, okay, foo, bar, okay, foo, bash, okay, then QUX, something. Then you know R find of foo will actually return you 8. It will search from the right side now. It will search from the right side. Generally, it will find will search from the left side. It will search from the right side and it will say where foo is available now. Getting my point, guys? I'll show you with an example. Okay, I'll show you with an example now. So I'll close this screen. Okay, I'll get set ready with another one. Okay, now you see here, I have an example like s is equal to, okay, foo bar Okay, foo, bash, okay, and kw, whatever. Okay, now I will say that s dot find, we know that it will return you. If I say foo, it is going to return me 0 because foo is found at 0. But when I say s dot r find, it will search from the right side actually, and it will return me 8 in this case because it found at 8th location. So that way the difference between find and r find. So you can also search from right hand side. Same with index. And if it is not found, -1, and you can also use starting and ending index here. Okay, got it, the difference between find and r find and all. Okay, very good. So let us do one small exercise, whatever we have learned till now. Let us do one small exercise and then we'll go for the next topic. Okay, we'll go for next topic. Okay, so let's see that next lab here. Can you do this program? Write a program to check that ask user to enter email address and print out username and domain name separately. Okay, so suppose you enter a string as username and domain name.com, then you should divide them and you should print username separately and domain name separately. So rfind returns value, yeah, in terms of left only, that's true. It will tell you where the string starts from, but it will start searching from right side, Aditi. It will start searching from right side. Okay, yeah, thank you. Thank you for your question. Okay, so please solve this problem, and then if you all done, then now whatever the methods we discussed, so you have to use the appropriate method for this. Very good, Shikawat. Very good, but try to implement this very simple one, because this kind of situations you will get in real time, guys. Okay, a lot of places you have to use this method a lot. Believe me, you will use this method a lot in your real time programs. Yes, yes, 100% Kudal. Okay, whenever that special symbol, as in this case, appears, then it can separate them easily. No problem, Kudal. No problem, Shikawat. Sorry. Okay, it's okay. Yeah, Ubul has sent us, but I think Ubul, don't you think that index is a better method than find now? Because find will return -1. So -1 can also be an index. So if it is not found, then it will not give an error. Because for such kind of program, we wanted to get an error. We will learn how to handle the error. But for this program, it is find, index method is more appropriate than find. Do you all agree? That because find will return -1 and we are using slicing in this program, So slicing -1 will also search from the big end. So that way it will return, it will not give error, it will tell you something. We want error, guys. We wanted to know whether it is found or not found. Okay. So because I'm not using if else here to check whether it is found or not found, simply I'm using the direct way into the slicing. So that way it will be important. It will be important. Okay. Okay, so let's go here and let's try to implement this program. Let's go and try to implement this program. What I'm going to say, I'm going to take e is equal to email, and I will say input, enter email address, enter email something. Okay, not a problem. Enter email. Now what I will do is I'll take a variable called I, where I'm going to get the index of that actually. So I will say e dot index of at the rate. That's perfect. I can find the index of the at the rate now. So once I know the index of the at the rate, now I know that how to print your string. I can print username. I can print username. So username is equal to, I'll print username comma, okay, where I will print using slicing. I will use e of from the beginning. You print till s. You print till I. Sorry. You print till I. So that way it will print your username till that index what you found. Till that you index what you found. Now you wanted to print the domain name. Domain, okay, domain is equal to, you wanted to print domain. Now what you can do is you can use e from I plus 1 next to that index till last. You can print it. That's all, guys. That's all. I can print it username till that index, and from that next index to till then you can print them. So this way I can break the string and I can slice them. So that's why I told you these methods are very important in slicing actually. For example, I will say username at, okay, domain name.com or gmail.com. Suppose I have given like this, okay, gmail.com. Then it will say that username is username and domain is gmail.com. So I can separate them very easily from the given string. So don't you think that you will get such a situation in the real-time program where you have to break them and slice them and print it? Very important, guys. Very important, because getting the index is very, very important for slicing. Because other, without index, if I give you this program, you cannot do this without index, guys. Just you cannot say, because you don't know what is, how long the username is, how long the Gmail is. So you cannot use that indexes directly here, because a string will be entered from user. So that way you need to use this index and find that whether at the rate is available or not. If at the rate is not available, then obviously you will give an error, because we want to get an error actually, not -1, not -1. Understood all? Okay, actually, we're done with today's session anyhow, but there are a lot more methods available in the string class. So can we use find? No, because find will return -1, guys. If I use find, it will work. It will work. Now you see, I run this code. If I give any username without containing that at the rate, I will get an error. That at the rate is not found. So I want an error if user gives a wrong string, because an email contain at the rate definitely. But instead of that, if I write find method, and okay, if it is not find, it will simply return me -1. It will return me -1 and it will return some string username. It will return me username, which is not correct. Understood, guys? Satyam, I hope you got it, and others as well. Aditi, yeah, Roshan, thank you. No, yeah, we can manage that one, Kudal, but we don't want, because we know that if -1 is returned, it's wrong actually. It's wrong. And unnecessary you have to add if else actually. Unnecessary you have to add if else there, because even though I don't have at the rate, it's returning me username and username. Why? Because it's a valid index actually. -1 is a valid index. So that's why in this case it's not appropriate to use find method. So that's why there is a difference. That's why there is a difference between index and find. I hope with this example you got it, but slowly when you start implementing in real time, you get the real usage of find and index. But I think this gives you a sense that when to use find and when to use index. Okay, everyone? Yes, that's true, Shikawat. Index works more appropriately here. That's why index is better. Find is actually wrong to use here now because it's giving me, even though I didn't enter at the rate, still I got the answer, which is not correct. It seems to be a wrong answer actually. And obviously, if you write such kind of programs, client will not accept because it's giving me some wrong error. Like if you go to ATM, if you enter something, a PIN number, if it is not found, it should give an error saying that not found. Otherwise, he will give some money, okay, starting from sum to starting from end, something. It's wrong, right? It's a loss of the bank, even though the PIN number is not found. Yeah, Ubul, I will tell you, okay? I will tell you. Yeah, any other question, guys? Any other question? Okay, thank you. So one thing I would like to add, I thought of from today because just now, as you seen, got a call from our management, and can we increase time up to 8:30, guys? Because I can see some of you have to go to office. So is it okay up to 8:30? Okay, fine. We can split plus tuple. I didn't get you, sorry, Kiran. Where you can use split plus tuple? I will tell you because we haven't discussed about split method. Yes. Okay, so fine. So everybody says yes. So instead of today, from tomorrow we'll do that. Okay. I told sir that I will do from today, but some of you might not have planned. So that's why no problem. From tomorrow I will update. I will increase the time up to 8:30. Okay. So this is all for today, guys. So we'll take a leave, but SK early is a little difficult. Uh, yeah, thank you, Vishwajit. No, ends at 8:30. 7 to 8:30. I'll try SK. I'll try to get from 6:45 slowly. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Shikawat. I'll try that way. Yeah. So Ubul has one question, so I will answer Ubul's question. Others can leave. We'll see you tomorrow. Okay. See you tomorrow at 7. Okay, so Ubul has a question like, what if you write negation of 5? Yeah, Rajshekhar, have a good day. So the question is like, what if negation of 5? I told you one's complement of 5 actually is nothing but this is how you represent 5, 0, 0, all 0, 0, okay, 1, 0, 1. This is 5. And one's complement is we have to find the one's complement of this number. So it will be like 0, 1, 0, 1, all these are 1. So this one is actually getting negative actually, and we know that negative number will be stored in 2's complement. So the only thing is this is my answer. This is my answer. Yes, correct, Kudal. That will be correct in Python, at least not in Java, because a is equal to 1, it will take 1, while 1, it will go inside. So that is perfectly correct. No, Kiran, I don't think so. What is this tuple you're talking about? Because both the things we haven't discussed. So I think it's not good to answer that question actually. I hope you understand, Kiran. Because you don't know what is tuple actually meant for. Tuple is actually to create a tuple. And of course you can use in that, but I don't know like why you wanted to use tuple there. You'll not get any syntactic error in this case because tuple can take any string and convert into tuple, Upul. Kiran. Actually, our answer will be something different which we don't expect. Okay, I'll show Kudal. I'll answer your question. I'll just see for okay, Ubul. So let me just make him clear and then I'll come back. Okay. So two's complement we wanted to find it. So to find the two's complement, what we will do is we will find one's complement of this number first of all. Okay, I'll find the one's complement. So how to find the one's complement? It will be 0. I'll keep that sign bit as it is. This will be 0, 1, 0, 1 and all. Now I will add 1 to it now to find the two's complement. 1 plus 1 will give you 1, 0 and 1 plus 0 will give you 1 and this will be uh, okay, 1 again and this will be all zeros and 1. So this answer is 4 plus 2 will be 6. So the answer will be 6, but as the ones complete next sign bit is minus 1, so it will be minus 6 now. It will be minus 6. So that's why one's complement of value is getting minus 6, because this is the actual answer, but as it is stored in the two's complement, so it will find the two's complement of this number. It will find the two's complement of this number. That's why we are getting the answer as minus 6 here. That's why we are getting the answer as minus 6. Understood? Okay. Yeah. So I will show you, Kudal, that it will not give you an error actually. Supposed to not to give an error, but let us try. Okay. Let us try. While I, because you need to declare I at least. I is equal to 0 or something. While I is equal to 1. I is equal to 1 or 10 or whatever you give it. No problem. 10. Okay, let's see, print hello. It will be printing hello for infinite times, guys. One thing is very clear, it's going to print hello for infinite times. So it's going to run, let's check, invalid syntax. Okay, it's saying that assignment is not allowed here, but actually in C it is valid statement, but syntax, Python is checking the syntax. Logically it's valid because actually 10 is valid. 10 is a valid. You see when I run this code now, okay, it's printing you hello for infinite times. So it's perfectly valid to write it. But I think Python is little intelligent. So it's checking that when you assign, it's checking that it's not equal. It's not equal. Okay. So that way it's giving an error. So that way that's true. Kudal, thank you for your question. Because it will generate an error because assignment is not allowed in the while. That's what Python is actually little smart. Yes, it's possible in C language. It's possible in C language because the assignment gives the value and based on the value it should work. So conceptually it should work, but practically it's not working. Khuda, that I can say you, because Python is checking whether it is because it will allow only relational operator. Other than that, it will not allow. So it's giving an error in that. Okay, I hope I have answered your question, Kudal. Okay, okay. Yeah, thank you. So we'll take a leave now. We'll see you tomorrow. Ubul, is that clear for you? You got it? Why, like, it's actually, sorry, I didn't get your question. Why you want to find another way? Because we are finding one's complement, that's all. And there's only operator available for one's complement is that operator. Okay, Ubul? This is a shortcut only. I mean, you are talking about explanation, then no. You have to know that explanation compulsory. Okay, if you ask the interpreter, it will directly tell you -6, but how you are getting -6, you should know about that explanation for that. If they ask in interviews and all, your explanation should be that appropriate. Okay, okay, thank you everyone. We'll take a leave now. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow.